Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to help you answer the question, should I purchase a condo or should I purchase a townhome? Now, if this is your first time to the channel, my name is Hassan Juma. I'm a real estate agent in the Vancouver area, and I make these educational videos that'll help you in your buying or selling journey. Without wasting any time, let's get started. One of the first thing I find with condo living, I guess you could say, is condos are typically placed in prominent foot traffic, busy urban areas. So when you're shopping around for properties, yes, you'll find townhomes, for example, in downtown Vancouver. And you'll find tons of condos. The supply of condos in these urban areas are much greater because obviously the higher that you can build, the more units you can build, and the better it is for the developer to be able to justify the cost of acquiring the land in some of these urban centers. So one of the reasons that you might choose to live in a condo versus a townhome is you might be able to find that condo in a better location for you, or right in the heart of the action. Example of downtown municipalities. You'll find a whole ton of condo options, and you might find some townhomes options, not as many townhome options. And obviously, as we've talked about on my channel, supply and demand does drive up prices and down prices. So usually the more supply that you have, the better it is for prices if you're looking at purchasing real estate. Now, when we look at townhomes, again, they are in those areas, but a lot of times these are built a little bit on the outskirts of these downtown areas, more into the suburbs where families may want to live. So it goes without saying that if you are someone that has a family, perhaps you're looking at growing a family, then you might actually lean towards living in a townhome versus living in a condo. Of course, from a cost perspective, when you're looking at townhomes, these are typically larger units than condos for the most part. So initial cost of entry or cost of acquisition, you're going to spend more on the townhome typically than you're going to spend on the condo. One of the other reasons, or one of the differences I find in a lot of cases, again, I'm generalizing a little bit, is a lot of condo developments are known for their amenities. So some of these high rises that you see, they have these amazing pools and hot tubs and party rooms and theater rooms and even bowling alleys in some of these buildings. They really cater towards kind of I would say maybe that urban type of crowd, or that urban type of buyer, maybe a bit of a younger buyer for some of these condo developments. But the amenities are just incredible in a lot of these buildings. That's not to say you can't find those in townhomes, but you'll find a whole lot of townhomes out there that whose only amenities are a playground outside and maybe like a makeshift gym, for example. So you'll find with a lot of townhomes, again, they're geared towards families. So the amenities may be more encompassed around, what a family may use versus a condo tower where so many of the units are 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms. The amenities are going to be more geared towards someone who's going to live in that type of a space. So again, oftentimes you can find some incredible amenities in condos. You can find them in townhomes as well. It's just not found as frequently. Now, one of the things with condos is obviously if you're living, for example, we're going to use it as an example, you're living in a high rise, you're living in a concrete tower. Now, you have obviously a whole lot of neighbors. You don't have as much privacy as you would have with a townhome. One of the things I would say with these concrete towers is the construction in terms of sound transfer is actually really good. When you have a concrete building, sound is less likely to transfer. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're going to hear your neighbors from time to time, and if someone's throwing a party, you're either going to want to, bang on their door or go join them. But you're going to hear sound, but not so much in a concrete tower as you might in a wood frame. So some of these condos, these low-rise condos, they are in wood frame buildings. Sound does transfer quite a bit in these types of developments. And obviously in a townhome, you don't have as many neighbors, but I find all it takes is one noisy neighbor or one bad neighbor, and that's going to affect your living scenario. So again, sound transfer in a concrete high-rise tower is going to be a lot better. The other thing with wood frame buildings, if you don't have air conditioning is they tend to retain heat quite a lot in the summer. So a wood frame building, whether it's a condo or a townhome, is going to retain more heat than a concrete high rise. However, if you're in a concrete high rise with no AC and you're on a higher floor, heat rises. So the higher you go up in a concrete townhome, the warmer it's going to get. Really quickly, to end this video off, one more thing I want to talk about when it comes to condos and townhomes is strata insurance. And I've done a video on strata insurance. I'll probably link to it in this video as well. But what I find, generally speaking, is if you're living in a high-rise condo, your strata insurance is going to be higher than living in a townhome most of the time. The way to think about it is if something were to happen in your suite or on the 28th floor, 27th floor, perhaps there's a leak, water damage. Think of the catastrophic event that could happen if that water was to go down 10, 15, 20 floors. And we've seen it here in Vancouver. It happens a lot. The cost to insure these buildings, if you think of replacement value of a 350 unit tower versus maybe a townhome that has 30 units in the development, there's a big difference there. So typically I find when I'm looking at insurance policies for townhomes and condominiums, insurance is a little bit more expensive, definitely when you're comparing kind of these high-rise developments versus these townhomes. Last thing I want to mention before I end this video is both condos and townhomes are part of a strata corporation. So you are restricted in terms of the things that you can and can't do. Now, when you're living in a condo, and again, you have 300 units, you get one vote out of 300 when you're in a strata meeting. So if there's things that you would like to change, you'd like to see the strata address, and it would require a vote to get done, you're a small fish in a large pond, I would say. There's a lot of townhome developments now that are 8, 9, 10 units, 12 units. They also form a strata corporation, but think about your voice now. You have a much larger voice in these scenarios if you want to enact change. You're now one vote out of 12. You only need to get a handful of neighbors on your side to actually make change happen in the development. So again, both condo and townhomes, you're going to be restricted with what you can do. If it's a smaller townhome project, you will have a larger voice in being able to make changes and perhaps have more flexibility with your living space as you move forward. So I hope I was able to answer the question today. Should I buy a condo or a townhome? If you got any value out of this video, I'd love it if you could like and subscribe for more real estate videos in the future. If you're looking at buying or selling in the Vancouver area and you want my help, I'd love to help you out. All of my contact information is in the description box below. But outside of that, have a wonderful day and thanks for watching.